What's going on, sports fans? We welcome you to Home Plate here at the Canyonside Softball and Baseball Academy. I am Christian Pedersen. This is David Ring, the man that you need to see if you want to learn how to hit. Dave has normally done the dingers. He's also now added Dave's walk. Like this guy likes hitting. I like pitching. Together we make it work. So, Dave, we're now past the week and a half, type 2 weeks mark. We have enough of a sample size that we can go back to starting our show with a top 10. Let's hit us with yours first.
All right, top 10. It's a little shaky this week, and
our confidence interval is like 60% right now.
It's an interesting crew of teams in this first top 10, but I really like what's going on here. I got number 10, Francis Parker. They're off to a good start. Coronado is undefeated to start. Put them at number 9. Granite Hills will be 8, Grossmont 7, Saints 6, Poway 5, RB and Torrey just tied each other the other day in a big game. So we got RB 4, Torrey 3, LCC 2, and I'll put Eastlake at 1 to start for this first or second week. They're looking pretty solid.
They are definitely looking solid. You have maybe, predictable top 5, unpredicted bottom 5. Look, you can go on to our Instagram, check out the whole Prep Insider vote as well. It's hard this early on in the season to figure out exactly, as I also demonstrate that it's hard to hold on to your teleprompter. It's hard to figure out, that guy had a good day, that guy didn't have a good day. They're 2 and 6, they're 6 and 2. Like what really is, but I think that you've got the kernels of we're starting to figure out a couple of teams that are good.
There's a few teams on the bubble right now, a few teams that are playing 500 ball that probably after another week or so you'll see them creep into the top 10. Just need to play some more games.
You want to go to game balls next, or do you want to debut your walk-off segment?
Let's do the walk-offs.
Okay, so a new segment is weekly walk-offs where Dave celebrates teams that decided to end it in dramatic and entertaining fashion. So, Dave, who do you got this week?
These were 2 exciting games that finished with humongous hits. I'll go with Nate Nankill's 3-run walk-off home run against Sarah to start. They won 5-2. That's a big win for Bonita Vista. They're winning a lot of games right now. I'll probably be putting them in the top 10 next week. And then my other walk-off goes to Marcelo Mayer at Eastlake. He had a 2-run walk-off double against Santana in a 4-3 victory, which Santana had Eastlake on the ropes. Yeah. Marcelo with the knock, clutch knock. He's going to USC. Big hitter. I like what they're doing over there at Eastlake.
Absolutely. So send us in your walk-offs if you manage to catch them on film. If not, just hit them up. Where can they find you in social media?
So at Canyonside Cages on Instagram and at David Ring 4 on Twitter.
Who we've now found out David Ring 4 getting under the skin of major broadcast personalities here in San Diego. I want to give out some game balls now, Dave. Coronado, they beat Parker earlier this week 4-1. Very, very talented, deep Parker squad, but Coronado continues to roll. Got to give San Marcos a game ball for beating Vista 11-2. Westview beating Mission Hills 3-0. The Wolverines, they've got Leo Mosby, and they've got a lot of talent this year that maybe the last couple of years we've sort of seen them as a one-trick pony with Michael Mercado. They only win one game here and there. Westview could be the real deal this year. And I want to give a game ball out to Poway, beating LCC. That's a 7-6 game. That's a really close game. But that's also a big game for a Poway team that took a huge statistical L in losing to Hilltop early in the season and needs every big win they can to maintain a little bit of that. And my last game ball goes out to Grossmont, blanking Cathedral Catholic earlier this week. Grossmont is a very talented team, especially when Jack Hyde is on the hill, and in a great game for Jack. Jack brings me, though, to he is a man of strikeouts. And I've got a segment that I would like to close out. Every week, we're now doing the King of Ks. The way, like I said, he likes hitting, I like pitching. So this week, I would like to say congratulations to Ryan Lista from Point Loma on being nominated and winning as our King of Ks for this week. Ryan, you are now entered into the season-long running.
Big lefty. Right?
Exactly. So every week, we will nominate, vote on the King of Ks, and at the end of the season, we will have the Emperor of Ks, I suppose, to vote on a season long. So look, congratulations, Ryan Lista. Now you got to go on and vote on our next fan submitted videos. But this means that, look, if you know that you're going to strike a bunch of people out, hit us up. We'll come out and check you out. Or if you can get a couple of these on, it can be through the fence, from your parents, anybody, just send us in. We want to celebrate strikeouts. We want to celebrate home runs. Dave, you got some dingers, or you want to do game balls?
I got one game ball to pass out.
All right, let's do it.
Got to check out Point Loma versus Otay Ranch this week. Fun game to watch. Ended in a 2-2 tie because of one guy in particular, Emilio Garcia, the right fielder. He had a fly ball to him in the first inning, threw out a runner at home to preserve,
Got him.
a scoreless inning, and then seventh inning, fly ball hit to him with runners on first and second by Deuce Gorson, throws another run out at home to end the game in a tie. Pretty impressive game. I don't think I've ever seen a game finish like that, with the right fielder throwing out two guys. So props to you, Emilio Garcia, Otay Ranch. Have a day.
Have a day.
Have a day. Throw two guys out at the plate. And then I'll just go right into Dave's dingers here.
Please.
Ivan Ramiro at Poway hit a 2-run dinger against Bonita Vista. Spencer Jones got his first one against Santana. We're going to be hearing that name a lot more this year. Jake Sim, Mac Bingham went yard for Torrey Pines. And in that same game, Charlie Fick went yard for RB. That was a 7-7 game, so that was pretty much all powered by the home runs for both sides. Toby Brown, Coronado, went big fly against Francis Parker. Carlos Akita, Helix, went home run against Saints. And last guy, Caden Katnick, 3-run home run for San Marcos, beating Vista 11-2. I think they're starting to roll a little bit. Might see San Marcos in the top 10 soon also.
Dave, I'm going to hit you with a couple of games. Also, you can nominate, the same way for King of K's, you can nominate for Dave's dingers. We encourage coaches, obviously, to put stats on Max Preps. Not every coach does that. Sometimes we need your help figuring that out. Dave, I'm going to hit you with a couple of games this week, and you tell me who it's a bigger game for. We got Madison playing against Grossmont. Who is this a bigger game for, Madison or Grossmont?
Well, Grossmont's in my top 10 currently. I think it's a bigger game for Madison because they're right on my bubble. They're in my notable, haven't mentioned them a ton, but I think it's a bigger game for Madison. They've got to win this game early in the season to kind of prove that they're a big top 10 team.
Another game, we got Poway going to San Marcos. Who is this a bigger game for?
Got to be San Marcos. I mean, Poway's number 5 in my book, and San Marcos has got to be winning big games like this to creep up. So, like I said, they're hot. They've been riding, their hitters a little bit. So I'd say it's a humongous game for San Marcos.
Helix Highlanders at the Cathedral Catholic Dons. Who is this a bigger game for?
Gosh, Cathedral 1-6 to start the season. Not what we anticipated out of them. Put them in my top 10. I'd say this is a make or break for Cathedral. If they don't win this game, see their season sliding fast out of their control. So Helix is definitely a solid team. And Cathedral's got to win this game.
I got two more for you. First one is Torrey Pines at Westview. Who is this a bigger game for?
Torrey's, they're competing for the number 1 team in San Diego right now. I've got them just behind LCC and Eastlake, and they definitely need to be proving themselves with a win against Westview. I know Westview needs this win. With Leo Mosby out, they might not have their best starter on the mound.
Final game to talk about coming up on Friday is Point Loma at Bonita Vista. Who is this a bigger game for?
Point Loma's a solid team. They've got hitters all up in lineup. I saw them the other day. Jeffrey Barber, Hunter Ogen, Tanner Schenkel. Same with Bonita Vista. They got DiMaggio Cazares and Nate Nankill. Both teams are about 500 ball, so it's important for both teams. They're just going to scrap this one out. I say Point Loma's got needing the win here big time.
So Point Loma by a slim margin.
Slim margin.
Those are all the games that are going on Friday and Saturday that we feel like, we could stand here and honestly, we could talk about every game. We promise you that if you're new to this show, as the season goes on, we'll get to everybody. We sit here for about a half hour talking all things baseball. If you have a team or a game that you specifically want us to talk about, hit us up. Coach, anything that I'm leaving out?
No, I think this is an exciting time of the year. It's really a good time. The hitters are starting to really roll now, so get out to games, start watching. The hitters are starting to really show their stuff.
Well, let me ask you this. As we hopefully end the rainy season, we still seems to have had a ton of power early this year, and you were saying last week that it's impressive power. Are those numbers still kind of shocking you? Like, wow, hey, this group of talent this year is not missing a beat despite rain delay, rain out, rain delay, rain out to start the season.
Yeah, there's a few hitters that I thought would have started a little bit better, but due to the lack of winter ball, like I talked about, I mean, these at-bats are huge right now, but I think, a lot of teams have played up to 6 games now. So if you're a starter, you've been in the lineup, you've almost gotten 20 at-bats. And for me as a hitter, at that point is when I really start to feel my timing and things start to click for me as far as my approach goes. So I'm excited to kind of see how the top 10 shapes out and see what hitters are starting to really pick it up in the next couple of games.
Well, you heard him right there talking a little bit about timing, shaping up, all that kind of goodness. If you want to talk with him more about that, at Canyonside Cages on Instagram, at DavidRing4 on Twitter. Come into this amazing facility. Come check it out. We'll be back next week with more walk-offs, more dingers. Don't forget to go vote on the King of K's. All sorts of goodness. Any final words, Coach?
This is fun. I like these new segments.
Yeah, deal. Thank goodness we have enough home runs this year and walk-offs this year. Thank goodness we have baseball back, and thank you, sports fans, for making this all possible. We'll see you guys next week. I like Sid. I can't.